you know. I was like, oh, okay. And when I saw a lot of people, I had a lot of friends, people were so nice. It wasn't like, I look at people as people. I don't look at them as race. So when I meet someone, like, hi, my name is Jewel. And that's how I just, presented myself as a student, away from home, really scared of being by myself. Um, and we, like in classes, it's like it was a melting pot. That's what Morehead was to me. It was a melting pot. I know when I went downtown for the first time, it was a saloon across the street from, I guess it wasn't a saloon, it was a pool hall across the street from the movie theater. And I never will forget, this guy, old man, was standing outside, and they were, smoking cigarettes and whatever. And I had ran out of detergent, so I was walking down to the dry goods store, Dollar General store, to get me some detergent. And the guy said, "That's one of them." And I said, "Oh yes, I'm a student at Morehead," and went on. So I don't know, he probably meant something else, but I just played it off, and I was by myself, and I said, "Oh, I better not come downtown by myself anymore." But other than that, everybody was so nice, and I had eczema. And back then, it wasn't any, medicines that you could get, that was already pre-made. They had to mix it. And so I had to go to the drugstore with my little prescription. He said, "This is expensive." And I said, "I have insurance. My parents have insurance, He said, "Where do you go?" And so he actually knew my doctor, and which was my dermatologist and everything. And so they would call one another, and I would go and I said, "Would you call my doctor and tell him that I've been itching or whatever?" So he would call the doctor and get my medicine and everything. And it was just like, okay, I was just like at home, because I knew I could go down to that particular pharmacy and get what I needed. So it was like a home away from home.
What did you think of Adrian Bourne?
His birthday and my birthday is the same day. I had lunch with him my freshman year. I was scared to death. But he was really a Southerner. And his wife, Manon, they had Personal Development Institute. But little did they know I had been through charm school twice. My grandmother said I didn't get it the first time because I was a tomboy. And she sent me to charm school again. So when I came to Morehead, they said, "You need to sign up for Personal Development Institute." So Manon was this, fashion etiquette, fashion magazine walking. So she taught us how to get out of the car and everything. I said, "Oh, I know how to do that, how you have to pivot on your left foot to get your right foot out of the car. Place your hand and do not move until the gentleman places his hand in yours and gently lifts you up out of the car." so, so every student had to take it, and it was a half a credit. And so after you take that class, I forgot how many weeks it was, then you got to have dinner in the president's home, and it was served by waiters and waitresses, and everything. It was a formal, like 5-course meal.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can hobnob with the best. Look. Yeah, so it was fun. It was really fun. So I was like, ooh, guess what? I had to call home when I got back to my room. I had dinner in the president's mansion,
Well, a lot of schools now, big schools like Harvard and Yale, are starting to do that.
Yes.
Because they're saying their when students graduate, they don't
Have
know how to do
no.
this. They can't go to an interview and be successful.
Yes.
It's interesting how something like that would come back, isn't it?
Is there anything we haven't covered you
No.
want to talk about and share?
Yeah. I think we kind of went above and beyond.
We like that.
Yeah. But I had a wonderful, wonderful experience at Morehead. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're glad you came in.
Okay, my name is Clifton, Clifton.
What's your last name?
Gay, Gay.
And there you go, Rick.
Clifton, why did you choose Morehead State?
Morehead State was college that was close to Lexington. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, and I had one of friends of mine was telling me about Morehead, and he was coming here, and so he said, you know, I need to come to Morehead. So I said, okay. So I came to Morehead in 1972. Yes.
What was it like here in terms of race relations? Was it different in Morehead than it was in Lexington?
Yes, it was somewhat different. On campus, it was pretty good on campus. I say fair, but off campus, it was a little different. People looked at black people a little strange. Like I think they've never maybe some of them have never seen a black person. You know, it's not that they looked at a strange. I don't think they've ever seen a black person, and. And sometimes when going down in the shops, I felt, you know, that they were watching me in the shops or in the stores. But let me turn it off. Sorry about that. But I don't think I had many. I can't recall many problems, but I just knew that we were looked at a little strange. Yeah.
So you didn't sense that on campus or in the classes?
No, I don't. I can't remember feeling that way on campus. Yeah.
What attracted you to the Black Gospel Ensemble?
Basically, it was an outreach and an outlet, I should say, for where I grew up and came from church, and you know there were no black churches in this area, and it was an opportunity for me to continue on in my religious experience and my faith. So it was that's what I look and made a lot of friends, and we got to travel, you know, different places on the weekends. It was great. We went to Atlanta and different churches in Louisville and around the area. So it was great, and it's traveling and singing and expressing our faith.
What did you study?
When I was here, I was special ed, my minor, and then speech was my major. So my degree is in speech and special ed, and currently I'm teaching. I teach special ed in Anchorage, Alaska, high school. Mm-hmm. I'll turn this off.
When you came back to Morehead, is this your first time to come back?
I've been for a long time. Yeah, I came once, maybe several years ago, but first time coming back to a homecoming in at least 20 some years.
Has
So
it changed a lot?
yeah, it's changed, but the buildings and everything, I can remember some of the buildings, but it's changed a lot for the better. And there used to be a road that you could travel up campus, and they kind of blocked that off. But yeah, it brought back a lot of memories just walking on campus today. Yeah.
Is there one particular experience you remember from the Black Gospel Ensemble that stands out?
Just basically singing in Atlanta. We had an opportunity to sing at Wheat Street Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia, and while we were in Atlanta, we had an opportunity to go to Martin Luther King's church, and so that sticks out. But Wheat Street Baptist Church is a huge church, and it's a historic church, and so that sticks out. Uh, with gospel choirs all over the country, we were one of maybe 13 or 14 gospel choirs, and so that sticks out the most to me.
Well, when you were here, the Vietnam War was kind of beginning to, I guess, recede in terms of the public outcry against it, and things were changing. Do you think that the Black Gospel Ensemble helped with common understanding among people? Do you think, or could it help with race relations in town when you played at churches? Do you think it had an impact on the community or on the society at the time?
Yeah, I think so. There were times when we were invited to some white churches downtown, and so I think it helped with race relations, and it kind of opened the doors for people getting to know other African Americans, and so it did open some doors for us. Yeah, and yeah.
Is there anything that we haven't asked you that you would want to tell us about your experience here or the Black Gospel Ensemble?
Well, to be honest, I don't think I would have probably stayed at Morehead if it wasn't for the ensemble. Probably maybe I did want to graduate from college. It's not that. It's just that it made it much easier. There were Jerry Gore. I don't know if you know Jerry Gore, but he was kind of the coordinator for us, and he was very instrumental in keeping the gospel choir going. And so it was great to have an outlet and have an opportunity to share and to sing our faith. And so I got a chance to hear the gospel choir from Morehead tonight, and it just brought tears to my eyes to see, the things that they have done. Added, I think, professor over it or teacher over that, and the different music accompaniment, and so that's really encouraging, and to see the enthusiasm of the young people. That I think that really speaks volumes of this campus and this school, and I hope that it continues, because I think it really is a drawing card to other minorities, especially blacks, to come to Morehead. Since Morehead is in a predominantly white area and no other, that's a drawing card. So it's just encouraging to see Dr. Rita Abel, and I met Dr. Bradley, and so I'm really encouraged and excited about what's taking place in the few hours I've been here. So it was well worth the trip to come from Anchorage. I was excited. The emails that were coming and to us about coming back, and so and my wife, she's here also, and so we both graduated from here, and so.
Did you meet her when you were here?
Well, I met her when we were in high school, and then from high school we came here, and then we got married my senior year here, and so we stayed in the Merit housing my senior year, and then she had one more year, and then I left and went and worked on my master's in Louisville. So.
How was Merit housing?
It was much better than the dorm. It was much better than the dorm. It was, it was nice. It was nice. Mm-hmm.
My name is Linda Lindsay, Linda Lindsay.
Thank you very much.
Great. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you came to Morehead State.
Okay. I came to my name is Linda Lindsay. I was born Linda Bates. My mother is the matriarch of my family. My father died when I was 4 months old, and my mother raised 3 girls by herself. All of her girls did go to college. We've all graduated. And the things that I chose to do late in my life, I think I did them because I wanted to make my mom proud, because we knew the sacrifices that she made for us. And one thing she said, I promised your dad that you girls would all go to school. So we went to school. I chose Morehead State University because an athlete that was a good friend of mine from my hometown, which is Xenia, Ohio, came to Morehead State University. She was recruited as a volleyball player. That following year, I got to come to Morehead. I tried out for the volleyball team with Miss Lairdine Brown. And then I came to Morehead because I was offered a volleyball scholarship as well. That's what got me to Morehead State University.
Did you play?
Yes, I did play.
What was that like?
It was awesome because volleyball went to another level for me. Miss Brown was very skillful in her teaching, and the camaraderie on the team was great. She not only built good volleyball players, but she shaped our character as well.
And did you stay summers up here too?
Yes, I did, Lord. I worked here every summer. I worked with the Upper Bound program with Mike Mayhew. I was a counselor for the Upper Bound program for 2 years. 1 year I did my recreation internship, and then the last year I went back with Upper Bound, whereas I was a teacher and I was the resident dorm director for the Upper Bound program.
What was dorm life like?
Challenging. We had a total of, I think, 36 girls that were in the dorms. These were girls that came up from the high schools, and I guess they wanted to give them a taste of college life, give them an opportunity to see what's available to them. And it was really challenging working with high school kids, but it was rewarding because I enjoy working with kids.
Was it difficult to balance classroom work with a sport like volleyball? Was your schedule, was that a tough?
Well, they kind of worked with our schedule. There were certain core classes that they made sure we had, one being study skills, because they did not want our academics to fall. Not only did I have the challenge of keeping my grades up through the school, but also from my mom, because in her words, I don't care what kind of scholarship you have. If your grades drop, you're coming out of volleyball. So I was kind of challenged on both sides, from the academic side and from my home, to maintain grades.
With such a busy schedule, how did you find your way to the Black Gospel Ensemble?
That was the first thing I looked for when I came to Morehead State University. I probably was on campus about a week, and I ran into different people and I asked them, is there a Black Gospel Ensemble? I came to Morehead with a little bit of experience directing choirs. I had been directing choirs in my hometown. So when I came here, that was the first thing I looked for, was a Black Gospel Ensemble within the first week.
Can you tell us a little bit about the whole experience?
The first year I got here, there was a choir director here by the name of Lucian Yates, and he was here the first semester, and I was just a member of the choir. Lucian didn't come back the second semester, so we all showed up for rehearsal. And I guess because I directed a little bit with Lucian, then all eyes went to me like, what are you going to do? And there was about 7 or 8 members that showed up at the time, and I taught them a couple